HUD Secretary Scott Turner to boot illegal aliens from Section 8 housing. Proof of citizenship now required for all tenants. Thank God. Common sense is prevailing. We can no longer fund this. We can no longer spend our taxpayer money on housing people that shouldn't even really be in this country. They're here for handouts. They're not really here to do anything else. And the mainstream media is pretending like they aren't here receiving any of our taxpayer money, which is just ridiculous. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway Pundit, and they report that the Trump administration is putting illegal aliens on notice. Taxpayer-funded housing is for Americans, not for those who broke the law to come here. On Friday, Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, Secretary Scott Turner announced that all public housing authorities, PHAs, nationwide have 30 days to conduct audits verifying the legal status of every single tenant in Section 8 housing and other HUD-funded programs. The first housing authority to face scrutiny in Washington, D.C., where Turner confirmed that the D.C. Housing Authority has already been put on notice, according to Fox News. More than 3,000 PHAs across the nation are receiving the same marching orders. If they fail to comply, Turner warned, they risk losing federal funding. So you best believe they're going to comply. They don't want to lose that money. But Turner revealed that only 1 in 4 eligible American families currently receive HUD assistance due to past administrations turning a blind eye to illegal alien abuse. And think about it. Instead of being able to put an American family in these houses, they're putting illegal aliens in these houses, and then the Americans are suffering from it. It's ridiculous. How do you put people that are not even from here before your citizens? It makes no sense. But that's the Democratic way, though. That's the Democrat policy. In a blistering letter to every public housing authority in America, Turner laid down the law. Within 30 days, all housing agencies must provide a full and complete accounting of every tenant living in HUD-funded housing. That means names, mailing addresses, numbers of bedrooms, the cost of each unit, and most importantly, proof of American citizenship or legal immigration status. Scott posted on X, the beginning of the end for illegals living in taxpayer-funded housing starts now. Wow. POTUS promised to put Americans first, and HUD is delivering results. Get ready, Secretary Noem and Stephen M. Wow. The letter reads, quote, today the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development is taking another direct and forceful action to steward taxpayer dollars wisely and end the subsidization, sorry, I can't talk today, of open border policies and HUD-funded programs and policies. Within 30 days of receipt of this notice, HUD is requesting that every public housing authority provide a full and comprehensive accounting of all tenants who are receiving a Section 8 voucher and or residing in HUD-funded housing. HUD is requiring the name, mailing address, number of bedrooms, the cost of unit, and proof of American citizenship or eligible immigration status as defined by the law. This information is required by law, and this administration is upholding the law to its fullest extent. No longer will illegal aliens be able to leave citizenship boxes blank or take advantage of HUD-funded housing, riding the coattails of hardworking American citizens. Currently, HUD only serves 1 out of 4 eligible families due in part to the lack of enforcement of prohibition against federally funded assistance to illegal aliens. HUD will leverage all available enforcement actions against entities who do not comply with the request for citizenship information, including but not limited to examination of HUD funding and or evaluation of PHA program eligibility. Wow, Trump and Scott Turner, the head of HUD, is not playing around, man. Thank God, because I know so many people that actually needs the assistance, and they want the temporary assistance. They're not asking to live on it for life. But I personally know people and from my private practice and in other situations that need this stuff, but they can't find housing because a lot of illegal immigrants are being housed instead of American citizens that can actually use and need this program. But let's hear what Scott Turner has to say. Here we go.
Rooting out the illegals who are on government welfare and housing.
Well, Charlie, it's great to be with you. And you alluded to it. President Trump is serious, not only in cleaning up the crime in our streets, but also American citizens will be prioritized when it comes to living in HUD-funded, government-funded housing. We just sent out a letter to the D.C. Housing Authority, and it has been received by them. And as you said, they have 30 days to give us a full, comprehensive account of everyone living inside of D.C. Housing Authorities that are receiving Section 8 vouchers or any type of HUD funding. We want the names, the address, the number of people in the unit, the size of the unit, the cost of the unit, and they must give us their American citizenship status or eligible immigration status. No longer will we allow illegal aliens to live in taxpayer-funded housing here in America. In the last administration, in the Biden administration, Charlie, they turned a blind eye. They didn't collect the data, but those days are over. We are collecting the data to make sure that illegal aliens, and for that, criminal activity, no one doing criminal activity is living in HUD-funded housing, which is literally on the backs of taxpayers in America.
I love it. I love it. Thank goodness finally someone is putting Americans first. Like I said, there's a lot of people that needs this assistance that's not really getting it because we're giving it to illegals. So thank God we have a president that's finally putting Americans first. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.